Friday, late afternoon at a small cafe in the West End, a place no paparazzi would think of. Sam Heughan walked in first, wearing a baseball cap and a dark jacket. He ordered an espresso and chose a table by the window. Less than 5 minutes later, Caitriona Balfe appeared, her hair tied back, sunglasses on, a folded script in her hand. She didn't come in right away. Instead, Caitriona stood outside the glass door for a few seconds, seemingly texting. Sam glanced at her, his eyes softening unconsciously, then pretended to focus on his coffee. When Caitriona walked in, they didn't greet each other in an overtly friendly way. Just a quick nod, like two strangers who had just met. But the feeling of knowing each other better than that was palpable in the air. They sat on opposite sides of the table, each with their own script open, but neither of them actually read it. Sam whispered first. "You're 4 minutes late again." Caitriona curled her lips. "This time it was because you chose a hard-to-find place." But no one laughed. The sweet tension between them made the waiters who passed by look up. Not romantically, but not just colleagues either. Sam took out an old photo from his backpack, behind the scenes of the first season they had filmed together. He turned the photo face down on the table, pushing it towards her. They want to reunite in a new project. Not Outlander, a modern film. There is no romantic plot, but the director said, chemistry is the reason they targeted us. Caitriona was silent, using her finger to gently twist the simple ring on her right hand. She did not look at the photo, only asked, "If we accept, do you think the rumors will stop or flare up again?" Sam leaned back, eyes looking out at the street. "We can never control that." A moment of silence. Outside, the sky turned a pale afternoon color. Caitriona finally took the photo, turned it over. In the photo was the moment they both laughed, no distance between them. She breathed out softly. "You still have it?" Sam replied simply. "It's not that I never intended to throw it away." They didn't touch, didn't say anything. But the look Caitriona gave when she looked up, and the way Sam looked away in just a breath, was enough to make anyone who saw it wonder. Before getting up to leave, Caitriona put the photo back on the table, but pushed it towards him again. She only said one short sentence, both a warning and a tacit agreement. "If we accept, don't do it like last time." Sam's lips curled slightly, not sure if it was an agreement or a challenge. "This time, don't leave." The door closed behind her. Sam sat for another minute. The photo was still there, with her fingerprints faintly imprinted on the corner of the paper. No one knew the date was happening, no filming, no fans, no press. But if that small shop happened to have security cameras, just one clip, social media would explode for weeks. That evening, the West End Cafe was cleaning up earlier than usual. A new employee was trying to familiarize himself with the internal camera system to check the situation of the customer's missing coat. When he rewinded the mid-afternoon, he caught a glimpse of two people sitting opposite each other near the window. The faces were not clearly visible, the camera angle was straight from behind and tilted to the right. But the sitting position, the demeanor, the way the man clasped his hands together in front of his chest as he spoke, and the woman's familiar tilt of her head, made him stop. He wasn't sure who it was, he just felt it looked like someone I'd seen on TV before. He didn't extract the clip right away, nor did he tell the owner. He just silently saved it to his phone to send to a close friend, who was very into showbiz. The message was short. "Hey, look at these two people, is that Sam and Caitriona?" The friend was skeptical. The camera angle was blurry, but Sam's figure and the side profile, even though covered by a hat, were still quite distinctive. Moreover, the scene of them sitting was not a formal greeting. However, both of them were dressed so simply that no one would think they were A-list actors. Meanwhile, a few streets away, a freelance photographer named Fletcher was wandering near the West End after receiving a false tip that a British singer was coming there. Seeing no one, he was about to leave when he saw Sam getting out of a black car. As usual, Fletcher only took a few photos from a distance, not thinking of using them. He paid attention because Sam rarely appeared in this area, but then clicked his tongue, probably meeting someone he knows nothing to sell. About 8 minutes later, Caitriona walked in from the other direction, wearing sunglasses despite the hazy sky. Fletcher was a little startled because he didn't think the two could be related, but she just walked very quickly across the street, disappearing into a hidden corner. At that time, he didn't connect the two images. He wasn't even sure whether to keep the photos or delete them. It wasn't until 2 days later that the coffee shop employee's friend, who was part of a group that specializes in gathering gossip about the British entertainment industry, started posting screenshots from the camera with the ambiguous status. Not confirming anything, but the lighting, sitting position and this detail are a bit similar. With only a few dozen views in the first few hours, no one paid attention. A few anonymous accounts commented like, "No, everyone looks like this angle. He's married, don't make wild guesses." But another account, who had been an Outlander fan since the first season, wrote, "The way she turned her head and rested her hand on the cup is exactly like Kate. Believe it or not." Not enough to attract attention, but enough for an acquaintance of Fletcher's, the paparazzi, to accidentally see the group's discussion. Curious, he went back to the photo folder from that day, matching the time, the street corner, the baseball cap, the way he walked, and began to see what he had missed. Fletcher tried sending a photo of Sam and Caitriona taken a few minutes apart to an underground entertainment blog writer. The message was accompanied by the caption, "If you follow the timeline, it's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it?" The blog was small and little known, but the owner was experienced in fanning the flames from a dead end. The post was written in a neutral style, without mentioning specific names, only describing a Scottish actor and an actress who co-starred in a hit series were said to have appeared at the West End at around the same time. A source inside the cafe said they sat in a hidden corner for a long time. However, there were no clear pictures and no one confirmed it. The post only had a few hundred readers, but what made it go viral was a very small comment below. "Watch out for that project reunion. If it's true, many people will go crazy." Fan pages began to reshare the post with captions that were half believing and half doubting. Maybe it was just a work meeting? Or a coincidence? Or not really? Some extremely astute people began to search for the photo Fletcher posted, comparing it with the pose on the cafe camera. No one had clear evidence, but the less clear, the more curious. An anonymous account even reconstructed a timeline based on the color of the shirt, the location of the car, and the time the two approached each other. Meanwhile, Caitriona's management office was reminded in an internal meeting. "There are some whispers about private matters. No need to respond at this time. If the big press asks, just say no confirmation." Sam's side was even more relaxed. A young assistant saw the blog post being shared in the fandom group and brought it up to the manager. The manager just shrugged. "It's good not to mention the name. Let it spread." As for Sam and Caitriona, they didn't call, didn't text right away, didn't show any signs of changing their schedules. But that night, a short text message appeared on Sam's phone from a saved number without a name, just a familiar abbreviation. "They're starting to guess." Sam looked at the screen for a while and replied, "Nothing yet. Don't pay attention." The message ended there, no additional icons, no inquiries. But behind that alertness was a vague feeling, as if they both knew that just one more detail would turn the silence into an undercurrent. And what no one noticed, in the camera footage the cafe staff recorded, there was a brief moment when light reflected off the table, revealing Sam's hand near the face-down photo. A single frame lasting less than half a second, blurred, but still noticeable.